So you are listening to the names of senators that signed a resolution for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. This is Punch TV Live. We says share the videos, invite all to watch as we bring you the full coverage of what is happening today in the Liberian city.
Madam President, Pro Tempore, the presiding officer, distinguished members of this esteemed body, the joint resolution AR 001-2024 of the Senate and the House of Representatives of the Republic of Liberia on a mechanism for the establishment of an extraordinary criminal court and a domestic corruption court for war and economic crimes, respectively, has been signed duly signed by 23 senators.
Yeah, Pro Tem, I have a question.
1 minute, Senator.
This
Distinguished colleagues, 1 minute, Senator. Distinguished colleagues, the resolution has been read and with 26 signatures, 23 signatures. I'm pleased to announce that the resolution has been endorsed by the Senate and it requires no difficulty signatures. So we ask that all senators who have interest in making a comment will make a comment before we conclude and forward to the House of Representatives for concurrence. We'll start in order of counting. Senator Johnson will get to you in our order.
I'm not going to the depth of what the report said. I just want to find out from you why you didn't refer to the Limba County to sign or reject. Why did you refer to us to sign or reject?
I personally spoke with Senator Johnson.
Pardon me?
In the entire
Bring it
Senate,
here, let me sign.
the entire Senate was.
Bring it, let me sign.
When Johnson want to sign the War and Economic Crimes Court, when Johnson want to sign the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court, so interesting today in the Liberian Senate. So interesting today in the Liberian Senate. When Johnson, name County Senator. Name County Senator Prince Johnson.
Okay, I'm signing because I want to know what happened to our people in Lutheran Church, the UN compound, the Greystone compound, the Jeffrey massacre, and the 300 buried. So I will support and welcome.
When Johnson, neighbor Senator, just signed the establishment of the War, the Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. Punch TV Live. Another call from Prince Way, followed by Johnny Bay of Bon County. And Zoe Manuel Pena of Princhile. But we see Poto Canel watching the war, the senator. 24 senators now. 24 senators. 24 senators. Establishment of the War Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. Punch TV bringing you what is unfolding here.
Was there a motion to endorse the resolution? So if anybody needs to sign the resolution, you can approach the desire to do that before the adjustment.
Riverside County, so Bill Traore, the two Riverside senators, Wellington Chibon Smith and Bill Traore, are moving to sign the war crime code. They are the two senators of Riverside County. So we got 26 senators now. 26 senators. 26 senators. 26 senators have fixed their signature to the establishment of the War Economic Crimes Code in Liberia.
We make the motion to endorse the resolution.
Listening to reading of your resolution, with the overwhelming signature and giving the importance of this issue to the culture of unity, and that the Liberian people are all witnessing this event, hoping for a better outcome. I move by adopting a second that this resolution, having been signed by majority members of this Senate, be endorsed by the body and sent to the House of Representatives of the Second.
So now we step to the motion. Are we ready to vote? Are you ready to vote? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Again? Motion carried. Abstain. The motion is carried. Second, please communicate to the House of Representatives.
So the Senate have concurred with the House of Representatives. So 26 senators signed the establishment of the War Economic Crimes Code. Tony, we've seen Grand Bassa County Senator Milton Besson got finished just entering and having a war with the Senate Pro Tem. So the resolution that will be forwarded to the House of Representatives, informing that body that the Senate have concurred with that resolution. So Milton Besson got finished signing, making the number 27 senators. Making the number 27 senators who have signed the resolution, the joint resolution for the establishment of the War Economic Crimes Code. So the culture of opinion thing Liberia is going to be resolved, and we are going to trust people. We are going to get outside there to get the views of Liberian. What how they feel? The Liberian Senate have. So they're going to call the roll.
Madam Presiding, Madam Presiding and fellow colleagues, thank you. Colleagues, please. Madam Presiding, please protect me. Thank you. Madam Presiding and fellow colleagues, let me first of all say thanks to members of the Senate because by our constitution we were elected by the people. And today decisions that were made here today have been issues in the news media internationally and locally. People have said senators were against the signing or the approval of resolutions that were sent by the Honorable House of Representatives. And today, colleagues, we are proving what have been said against this valley wrong. And this is why I want to say thank you to all of you for the positions that we took. When we walked in 1990, staying out of this country for more than 20 years as a refugee, today being back home as a national leader in helping to make decisions for the establishment of the World and Economic Code. This decision does not haunt any personal person or any individuals. The decision taken is based on what happened in our country and making sure that history will not be repeated again in our country. So, honorable members of this body, I want to say thank you as we move forward and we look up to the executive as they move up to those decisions. Thank you so much. Senator Abraham Barras DeLong.
Madam President, distinguished colleagues, today marks a historic day in the history of our country. I would like to start by commending your courage, your leadership, and the courage of my fellow colleagues, senators, for this decision that will go down in history. Kindly, today should send a message that it begins the mark, the beginning, the end, to the culture of impunity. Our action today should send a message that indeed no crime should ever go unpunished. Today should mark the beginning to send the message that bad behavior will be punished no matter how long, no matter how far. no matter the age, today is that beginning. Today is the beginning of the time to cast away this general view that this Senate did not mean well for this country and our people when it comes to accountability. I want to thank you. Thank you, fellow colleagues. On behalf of the people of Montserrat County, home and abroad, in particular, Liberians in general, home and abroad, we take humble pride in our signature on this resolution, demonstrating our courage and will to see this hope, to see this action. Any one of us who have thought that we will go unpunished, any one of us, to the beginning of the end. And so we want to say thank you. Accountability will open this country. Our demonstration for accountability to end the culture of impunity will open the country to opportunities. And it will curtail bad behavior. So that if 10 person wanted to do bad, 5 will say, it will do it no matter how long. They will catch up with us. Deterrent will be said. Thank you. God bless you.
From Pastor County, Senator Mesanga M. Finley.
Well, Madam Protest, distinguished colleagues, I believe that there are issues that our country have been faced with over the years. There is no family almost in this country that didn't have a member of that family, whether extended, long-term, or short, close, that was not a perpetrator, that was not a victim of the war. There are causes why we got to where we got to. And for me, I did have a town hall meeting, I think it was 2010. I was in the Senate then when the TRSC report came out. More than 90% of those members in the town hall made it clear to me that we should reconcile the country, and at the time they didn't feel it was necessary for the war crime court. That was about 14 years ago. I stand here today, yes, I've signed the resolution, but I hope that this will bring an end to the suffering of those who have survived the war. To bring to the attention of the world that yes, Liberia is ready now to move forward. And Madam Protem, my distinguished colleagues, I must be honest with you. That as for me, I believe that we should have done a referendum to have it like majority of the Liberian people vote on this issue, rather than a handful. 4 members of the TRC report out of 9 made this recommendation. 5 didn't sign that report. However, we have decided, we have made a decision. I don't know how many of us have read the TRC report in this country. But we are now taking a position to come to the world to say, give the opportunity to those who have perpetrated this war against humanity to come and present their case. And we must be honest. We must be honest to say to that, yes, this court must be a court that will minister justice, fair play to all Liberians. I want to take this opportunity, Madam Pro Tem, to thank you and to thank my colleagues, thank the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And we look forward towards President Boyka establishing this base for this court, raising the resources for this court, so that this matter will be put behind the Liberian people. May God bless all of us. Thank you.
Sano County. Senator, Councillor Augustine Chair.
Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues. This resolution that we appended our signatures to and endorsed is an important milestone for us as leaders of our country, and in particular the Senate and the legislature. And so as the chair of the committee tasked to work on this document, let me give a pat on the back to ourselves first, and we'll say thank you, Madam Pro Tem, for your leadership. Essentially, what we've done by this resolution is to concord with the House of Representatives that we agree to establish a war crime code in Liberia. And not only a war crime code, but an economic crime code. The resolution from the House suggested the establishment of one court, which is a war and economic crime code. But in our wisdom, we thought that it would be unwise to proceed in that direction, because there could be some constitutional and technical realities ahead. So that probably will envision the establishment of the extraordinary war crime code outside of Liberia. But if that would be the case, then of course we should have the economic crime code established in our country under our domestic jurisdiction. It will not be possible to do the two at the same time. So we separated the two. And of course, in the preamble, you see that ours far different in details compared to that we came from the House. And as to the contents, it's the same thing. We change, almost everything. It's like what we have here is our version of that took into consideration all of the ramifications and legal technicalities. And so the document that we have, we can assure you that irrespective of where it is taken, it will withstand legal challenges and other scrutiny. And so again, colleagues, let me say thank you for your support, and let's work on this. This will bring closure to this very ugly chapter in our country, where our people were massacred without accountability. And that accountability will ensure that justice is done to those of our compatriots that were massacred and that lost their lives during the war. So that this will bring closure to them, that they will have justice, that the family will have justice, that our country will have justice, that will move ahead as a country in peace, recognizing that in this country, will do nothing, and nobody will commit a crime and go with impunity. Thank you.
Senator Quinton O. Duncan.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem and Police. Initially, I had a different approach towards the way, or I call it running to peace, in setting up, in making this decision to concord with the House of Representatives. What I've been observing during my years since I was born in this country is that what matters to us are sometimes cherry-picked. The War Crime Court, it is my hope that it will bring a sense of peace to the victim in this country. Likewise, the action that is being seen by the joint resolution, it is my hope that the House of Representatives and the House of the Senate will have the same energy to address issues that are killing our people, that are keeping us in poverty, than just running to please our partners that wants to see this war crime court being established. I say to you, I remember the visit of former President George Bush II when he visited West Africa. He gave Liberian books when Liberians were in dire need of financial stability. And to me, I felt that was an indication that we Liberians need to read and advance our ability to be able to help our people. What bothers me is, during the same visit of Bush, the former president, a 10-lane road was constructed in Accra, Ghana. With the relationship between Liberia and the United States, knowing how this country was established by the free slaves that was taken from the west coast of Africa and taken to the United States, and went under 300 years of suffering. And today, Liberia has no reparation, but we are existing as a people. I want to bring to your attention, Honorable, that I remember Samuel Doe was crying for the help to open our coastal highway. And they told him, according to the former president, the late president, that it was too expensive to build our coastal highway. And he asked them, if it is expensive today, will it be cheaper tomorrow? President Tubman, when he was asking to build this Capitol building that we are on today, he was told it was too expensive. I can assure you that running to please is a culture that we have as Liberians. And I hope that the books that was given to us by Bush should be read to improve the way in which we think. I also want to tell you today, as we are fighting, that we be able to stop this culture of impunity. I also say there's a culture of impunity that when we, the Senate, sit and see that in a year time, 7.8 tons of our gold leave this country every year. 7.8. And I can assure you that 1 ton of those gold costs 65 million United States dollars. I hope that this approach of running to peace that brought us together so fast in order to make this decision that our decision should be as energetic as it is in order for us to solve the issue of our country as we are running to peace. Now, if you calculate, it is over 500 million United States dollars that is being exported to our country just by gold. And when you ask, they tell us that to harvest or to dig the gold is very expensive. So the Liberian government only have 10% of the profit margin. And in that profit margin, we are told that there is no profit because digging of the gold is expensive. I just want us to continue to unite as we're uniting to make sure the World Crime Code comes. Because I know we have to please. But I pray that this sense of energy that we have be redirected to the resources of our country and be able to fight for our people to take them out of poverty. Thank you very much.
Maryland County. Senator J. Rebel Brown.
Pro Tem, my distinguished colleagues, it is almost 21 years when we, the people of Liberia, assembled in Ghana to sign the Accra Peace Accord, to bring an end to the killing and the destruction of our homeland. Very importantly, in the CPA was the issue of the TRC. The intent of the TRC was to address issues of impunity and provide a good opportunity for the healing and genuine reconciliation of our people. Unfortunately, after 15 years of the submission of the final report of the TRC, we are still debating what to do with the recommendations of the TRC. Distinguished colleagues, I, as an individual and as Senator of Maryland County, I do not support that individuals who cause the massive destruction of our infrastructure and economic assets, wantonly kill innocent citizens and foreigners, systematically rape our mothers, our sisters, and daughters should go with impunity. I believe they should be made to account for their actions. And this is why I, as an individual and as Senator of Maryland, I signed the resolution that is calling for the establishment of the War Crimes Court as well as Economic Crimes Court. Distinguished colleagues, in my opinion, the establishment of these two courts alone will not bring us the peace that we so yearn for. We must adopt a holistic approach in our search for peace in our land. The government of Liberia, with or without the TRC report, should identify programs of genuine peace and reconciliation throughout Liberia. Colleagues, there are other instances, there are other occurrences in our homeland that are beyond Liberians. There are some incidents that occur during a crisis which perhaps we cannot pin to Liberians to persecute. As we find closure to our ugly past, what do we do with some of these incidents? I'll give a classic example. The capture of our president, Samuel Kanyodo, at the Ecomo base. President Doe was not captured on the battlefield. The story is told that President Doe had gone to the Ecomo base to pay a courtesy call on the force commander of Ecomo. Upon his arrival, President Doe, alone with the Special Security Services and the armed forces of Liberia, were ordered to be disarmed. Few minutes after the disarmament, heavily armed rebel soldiers led by their leader, led by the leader, arrived on the base. Why Doe and his people were disarmed? The report goes that in the presence of Ecomo troops, colleagues, this is very serious. In the presence of Ecomo troops that provided security not only at the base for the entire country, the rebel soldiers began to hunt and kill people on the base, not on the battlefield. Doe was eventually captured and whisked up to a base in Carweldia where he was tortured brutally and killed. My point is, those who killed Doe, of course, at their base, they will answer at the court date, they are named. But my recommendation to the Liberian government, whilst it is true that we owe a debt of gratitude to ECOWAS, would it be wrong if Liberia can ask ECOWAS of inquiry concerning the circumstances that led to the capture and killing of Doe on their base? Would it be amiss if we do that? I feel no. As a nation, we want to find a closure to our ugly past. As we sign this resolution, is the Liberian government should request ECOWAS to set up a board of inquiry commission to investigate the late president under their security was captured and killed. I'm pleased that today I'm part of these ceremonies. It brings relief to the victims. I was a victim. Pro-tem colleagues, I stand here today by the special grace of God. 2 days after the capture and killing of Doe, I sought refuge. I was in Kawa. Oh no, not Douala. While walking on the street, I was captured. As huge as I am. My only crime was my face resembled that of dough. And I'm giving a testimony to say that so many other Liberians died like that. While I was being arrested, told off, my clothes taken off, I saw a colleague driving the LC truck from the base, Kawa base. Who base that? Our Prince. Then I called to him. I said they are taking me because they say I'm a brother of Doe, I look like Doe. Then he said, yes, I know you, but yeah, your face is like Doe. When he said that, the soldier said, in fact, we're not taking you on the base anymore. We're taking you behind there to kill you. Then my wife was with me, and she stopped crying at that time. And then she said, in the name of Jesus, I challenge you, my husband will not die. I give this testimony because maybe God spared my life to give this testimony. So they took me off the road to the base, the last horse to the swamp. Yes, please. The last house to the swamp. They called somebody else to join them to go kill me. And that person was the person who I knew. And he was part of them. He was one of the commanders. Whenever I passed at St. Paul Bridge, whatever I had, I would give him some things. So this man came rushing to go kill me. When he saw me, he stopped. So I said, John, you made me up. You know him, you know me. I'm not a crime man. I'm not a dual brother. Then he said, yes, I know you. They said, I give me a long manner short. Then they said, okay, we'll find somebody who you and him will speak Gribble. If it is true, we'll let you go. I said, yes. Instantaneously, I'm telling you, someone appeared that I've never seen in my life. That man appeared, and he was never afraid of those people. He said, I'm a grown man. Where he came from, I did not know. So I walked to him, shook his hand, excuse me, I said, Awia. And he spoke the identical dialect that I speak. That's how I was saved. So we are all witnesses. We all have our experiences. And so today, finding closure to this process is a good day for all of us. But I think as Liberians, we need to go beyond the signing of resolutions. As senators, we need to support peace and reconciliation processes in our counties. Whatever resolution we sign, if our hearts do not agree to forgive one another, we'll not have peace in Liberia. Thank you. May God bless you. Thank you.
Distinguished colleagues, distinguished colleagues, today is yet another historical moment in the history of our country. hope to steal a moment to be part of this history. Impunity has never been a place in the civilized world. In simple terms, those who commit atrocities must face justice. As a civilized country, whether you committed heinous crimes during the war or after the war, you must face justice. And we subscribe to that. What we believe is that the administering of such justice must be within the confines of the Constitution of our country. Just as we are expected to punish those who commit crimes, especially the ones who committed heinous crimes during the war, so are we expected to respect and uphold our Constitution. That means any court that we seek to establish must exist under the Constitution of our country. I'll read two provisions of the Constitution of our country. Chapter 5, Article 34E. Chapter 5, 34E. And I'll read chapter 7, Article 66. 4E. The legislature shall have the authority to constitute courts inferior to the Supreme Court, including circuit courts, claims court, and such other courts with such prescribed jurisdictional powers as may be deemed necessary for the proper administration of justice throughout the republic. The resolution did not mention that such court be amenable to the Supreme Court. On the basis of that, I have a reservation. Article 66 of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia.
It's a matter of information. Oh, okay. All right. I got it. I got what I put on track.
It says the Supreme Court shall be the final arbiter of constitutional issues. And shall exercise final independent jurisdiction in all cases, whether emanating from courts of record, courts not of record, administrative agencies, autonomous agencies, or any other authority, both as to law and fact, except cases involving ambassadors, ministers, or cases in which the country is a party. In all such cases, the Supreme Court shall exercise original jurisdiction. The legislature shall make no law, nor create any exception as will deprive the Supreme Court of any of power. Why I support the establishment of the court? I would prefer to wait until the act that would evidently establish the court complies with these two provisions. When that act or the bill complies henceforth, I will vote in favor. In the absence, we will be setting the stage for people elsewhere to determine what is justice. And we cannot support that. In such case, that will not be justice. Because like some of our colleagues said, it was not only Liberians that participated in the war and committed atrocities. international accomplices must be brought under the jurisdiction of that court. And if they have the authority to determine who comes before that court, then it's a charity. And so I feel the pinch of those who have undergone the treatment, injustices associated with the war. When we talk about economic crimes court, I do support. But the bill will determine the scope, and on the basis of that, I will vote. If it is a court that is established to just prosecute Liberians who they think stole, and they who have pillaged the coffers of our country and our resources are not part of it, what's the point? What's the point? See Nimba. Millions and millions of iron ore have been removed from Nimba, from bomb mines. How qualified are they to determine what is economic crime? How qualified are they? They make us to believe economic crime is just about those who steal from the government coffers. What God has endowed us with is our natural resource. For more than almost 200 years, our country is being depleted. Gold, diamond. The thing about it is that they come and say, we'll give you this percentage as your dividend, besides taxes. But you got to make profit for us to have dividend. They've never made profit. They've never made profit. They take millions and millions, see the country. How qualified are they to tell us? I do agree, the country cannot make progress if there is no justice. But you who know it must exercise it. We must take this in our hands. We must prosecute people who continue to live freely. If you kill anybody before the war or during the war, and somebody else kills after the war, you all committed murder. If the Supreme Court yet can handle murder cases now, any court we establish must be amenable to the Supreme Court, not to them. Not to them. That's my point. And Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, I agree with my colleague from Sino that the same enthusiasm that we've all gathered with to push for the court is that same enthusiasm that we must use to defend what God has given us as resources against those who are exploiting. They are encouraging us to violate our constitution. And then, when it comes to them, it's not a violation. It's not a violation. We cannot do this. See the country. Rich country, poor people. Rich country, poor people. And we are the ones who are making the decision, not the ordinary people in the street. It's not the ordinary people in the street. So, Madam Pro Tem, I support it. But we must, in my opinion, establish that law. This is a resolution. Resolution is just to say, we agree, we want it. Others do not know. This is not why we establish the court. The court has to be established by law. And from what I've read, which is not a part of what is in there, the court must be confined to the constitution of our country. The economic crimes we are talking about is continuing. And people come and say they employ thousands of people. See around, I had the opportunity to visit several mines. We're talking about economic crimes. Several mines in Ghana operated 100% by Ghanaians. You read that it is immaculately clean. You can never find one piece of paper. It stretches almost 8 miles. The towns, the villages around the mine are becoming cities because the benefits flow to them. See all our mines here. If that is not economic crime, what is economic crime? What is economic crime? We must develop a spine. Yes, we agree.
I will put my hands around you as you speak.
We must agree to a means of justice. But it cannot be as blanketly defined as then. I rest and I wait for the debate on the act so that we will support justice in its entirety. Thank you. Thank you.
Senator Stephen Wyman.
Thank you. Madam Pro Tem and colleagues, I'm glad to be part of this history today to effect a signature to the resolution that has to do with the War Crime Code. This resolution tells us that we have agreed for the War Crime Code to be established. But I would say that as to the War Crime Code being established on the soil of our land, the War Crime Code should be established, yes, not elsewhere. Because when we talk about war and economic crime, we must first ask how Taylor was released from America. How did he come to establish the war in Liberia? Who supported him to bring war upon our people, and our people die and destroy the economies of this country? How did they have him? There should be across the board 50-50. Those who supported the war and those who fought the war should be brought to that court. And that court should be established here. And the strength of that court should not be above the Supreme Court. Should not be above the Supreme Court. That court should be brought here and established here and supported by those who say they will support the court. And I hope that the president will speed up the act that has to do with the establishment of the War Crime Code. And so I have expressed my agreement to the resolution, and I look forward to receive the act that has to do with the War Crime Code. Thank you.
Senator Papa M. Pabla.
Thank you, Madam Protean, and I beg your indulgence, distinguished colleagues, to allow me to sit as I provide my view on this issue because of my leg injury. I am glad to be in the Senate, the 55th Senate, to participate in this discussion that has lingered for years since after the resumption of stability in our country. Succeeding governments and administration have been asked by our citizens time and again for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Code to investigate allegations, especially those of crimes committed during the war. Today, I see it as an opportunity for the step taken by this honorable Senate, where majority of its members have a fixed signature as a support to the establishment of said code. I see it also as an opportunity
to those that are alleged violators to come before a court and exonerate themselves. As we know, in Liberia, individuals are perceived guilty as charged, even without due process. So I think it is in favor of the country and its people and those alleged for the establishment of this court to give them the opportunity. The culture of impunity has been a practice in Liberia for years, to the extent that the people of this great nation have lost confidence in some of these processes. We all know in our communities that when crimes are committed, after it comes to light or it is reported, you hear among our people that after 2 weeks that we die. I think this step is commendable. It is the beginning of rebuilding trust in our system. It is the beginning of ending impunity. And I just want to call upon my colleagues that while it's true, war crimes court is very important to the sustained peace of this country. But what is also important is how can we unite to prevent further economic exploitation of our minerals. Some people have spoken about the economic exploitation that continue to wreck our country. My own dear Cape Mount County, the Western Liberia, Bomi, Bakulu, and other mineral endowed counties are experiencing similar exploitation. What are we doing? God has endowed us these minerals to benefit us and our community. Cape Mount especially has been a source of significant amount of minerals in this country. Iron ore, diamond, gold. But if you went to Cape Mount today, the communities are so depressing. No sign of economic activity because all of our minerals are leaving without any benefit to our communities and our people. My dear distinguished colleagues, this is a very good start. And I want to urge all of us to approach everything that has to do with the development of our country with such energy as we have approached this resolution. I am glad on behalf of the people of Cape Town to be a part of this discussion. Having joined the Senate in less than 3 months, this is a milestone action, and I am here prepared to engage the debate when the bill is presented to establish a bill. I thank you, Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues.
Senator Prince Yamumoy Onsandi.
Thank you, Mr. Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues. I think by signing the resolution, I have clearly expressed my interest for the establishment of War and Economic Crime Court in our country. And I go further to say that as a country, once we have decided to pursue this path of bringing an end, a closure to the issue of war and economic crimes in our country, I think we can summon all the insurmountables for this court to be established. So it is our collective efforts that are going to make it. Where it will come in conflict with our constitution, I'm sure there are always a path that we will follow as a country to have these objectives achieved. So, Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, I will always be willing and supportive of this venture. Because my people in Bon County want to know about the Kuruma massacre. They want to know about the Batala Cobra-based torture. They also want to know about the Samir massacre and the Bodota massacre by LPC. So I'm on an obligation to sign up on it and to ensure, not only signing, to ensure that these activities that were carried out during the crisis, that the victims can have some relief, that the people of Kurkwa will not be reminded just by seeing a score under a Palawa hut that was built there, so that they themselves will have some benefits to resettle them, to ensure that their livelihoods are again protected once they are living. Thank you.
Senator Johnny Queen, Bon County.
Yes, Mr. Senator Johnny Queen.
Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleague, today I'm so grateful to be part of this signing ceremony of the Walker Code. If my grandmother was alive today, she would be one of the happiest. Knowing my orientation, knowing my age back during the war, my grandmother was elected on a Palava Hall where we all got to talk, and she was burned to ashes. I'm a direct victim of the war. All through the war, I never had time to even leave this country after all of the war. Today, the establishment of War Crime Code, and I'm part of that. I'm so grateful to God that at least those perpetrators accused, they come to justice. Otherwise, they come and exonerate themselves from what have been said about them during the civil crisis. We will wait, like the other senator has said, to receive the act, for which we will be part of, and to discuss the issue and the debate, to see the clauses that will be into the act. I also join hands with the senator of Kema County, Sando County, River G, that not River G, but Sando County, that brought all the issues of a unity. But Pro Tem, your administration of recent or past 3 months have proved to us that your leadership is one of the best, and we believe that under your stewardship, what you are doing, you should continue what you are doing. What they have just said and proffered to this body, we can say to you that we should hold together when it comes to for which we were elected for. The issue of War Crime Code in various counties like Honorable stated in our county, when you pass in every corner, every attire center, every business corner or area, our people are there crying and yearning for this War Crime Code. They shouldn't see us as took the bulldogs as senators here, that we only come here and just sit and not to talk. All of the issues before us, we're not listening to them. Let us give them the opportunity for which they have been yearning for, that they want the War Crime Code. Let us establish the War Economic Crime Code so that those people that are part of those things can be brought to justice and our people can have a better say. To other issues in the country, if for any reason that we as senators here, Madam Pro Tem, and district colleagues, that we have issues among ourselves, if possible, they will have some issues that were brought to the plenary and need to be discussed. But there's another thing I want to tell you to please give some ears to the senators when they are saying some things to the floor. Thank you all so much.
Senator Prince Y. Johnson, Kema County.
Yes, very good.
Senator Joe Emmanuel Franklin County.
Thank you. Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues. Pro Tem, I'm one of the happiest persons in Liberia today. If not, Pro Tem out of words. Being the senior victim of the Civil War from 1990
to 2003. My father was the first person that was killed. Freeport of Monrovia, like my colleague from Maryland just said. When my late father went with my uncle, Samuel Doe was my mother's youngest brother, one man, one part. Yesterday, my mother turned 80 years, and today, that justice for a brother should be heard. So where my mother is right now at the house, she's the happiest person today. The Springer Police, 1990, the late President Samuel Doe, when we talk about the Constitution, that Supreme Court, the Constitution, is the same war from 1990 to present that we're talking about. Our Constitution say, and I quote, if the president is assassinated, the vice president should take over. But in the case of the late President Samuel Doe, when you are turned over by the ECOWAS and ECOMOG forces on the ground to Prince Ward Johnson and NPFL members, when he was assassinated, the Constitution went there that Harry F. may so rest in peace, Harry F. Moluba should not take over. The same people that wrote the Constitution also may so rest in peace, Dr. Amos Sodia, condemned the Constitution and we never followed the Constitution. And he came as interim president. So today, when preaching Constitution, I think the same war from 1990 that wants to continue. So let the Constitution set apart and let's discuss the war crime. The Springer Police. You see Senator Johnson and I sitting side by side. Before I came in the Liberian Senate, or in the House of Reps for the past 15 years, all of my good friends are people from Nima County. The now president of the Senate, His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Jeremiah Bankun, former Representative Garrison Yelu, and others, including the senator. We've been into IT. We brought peace among ourselves. The two counties, Grand Jude and Nima. It's not Liberian government that brought peace among us. We realized our mistakes. And today, we are coexisting in our various counties. If you went to Grand Jude, you'll see thousands of Nimadian in all of the towns and villages. And I can assure you, some Nimadian, there are town chiefs in some towns in Grand Jude County. We have people with hospitality. And in Nima, every time when I'm in transit to Grand Jude, when I reach Ganta as 8, I'm Israel. All of the sons and daughters of Nima County, through their brothers and sisters in the legislature, we are made good friends. So all of us, we are working together. But however, indictment does not mean that you are guilty. All of our colleagues that took part in the Civil War, yeah, it is prudent that this could be established. I signed yesterday when one of my colleagues called me and said to me, Senator Penny, why are you? I said, I'm getting ready to come to Capitol Building. He said, okay, please come, man, so you can sign. So I said, sign what? He said the War Crime Code resolution. I said, I'll be there in 15 minutes. From my Mataleya to 12 minutes. Just to sign for my late uncle and my father to rest in peace, to know that they will get justice. And all the Nigerians that were murdered during April 6, 1996, well, we know anywhere to turn decided to go in the sea, and God came to our rescue. Out of the 16 tribes in Liberia, 15 attacked one tribe, but today we are surviving and we stay alive. So thank God to the same international community. When we were small in the past, they told us, oh, the international community is supporting the war law. The war will not finish. The war will not do this. Every one of us accused the international community breaking former President Charles Taylor to Liberia to destabilize the country. Today, the same international community, they want those people not to go in impunity. So bravo to them. They will laugh, they are crying today. And who laugh the last and laugh the best. Today, we were crying in the 90s. And now, again, let me extend my thanks and appreciation to the rescue team. Because they won War Crime Code. I've been in the legislature for the past 18 years.
Today, the rescue mission that came through United Party government, today, the legislators talk about resolution. Back then, we talk politics. If you say World Grand Coast open, people will not vote for you. But today, rescue mission, they are proving the Liberian people, they really came to rescue the Liberian people. So bravo to all of you that made to reach that level today. To politics from reality. To politics from reality. So the people of Grand Kida County say bravo to all of you that have signed the resolution, and we are asking all of our colleagues, if you think that the World Grand Code, beside the resolution that was signed, that will play politics with it, to go to the president to say, oh, what we did down there, don't mind, you do it at your own risk. Because all of us will put pressure that my signature will not go on paper and it will not be implemented. So nobody will think that there's a political thing that we are doing as usual. And good thing about the rescue mission, they said, and I quote, that is not business as usual. So for rescue mission, United Party-led government to lead us to the process, the Liberian police. So if I want to join, nobody can stop me. I'm an independent person. So I agree with my colleagues that talk about the World Crime Code, the Economic Crime Code. We should separate. Today, thank God that Grand Chile, they put them out there and not being touched. And we'll use our colleagues, they will help us. The same way people are doing it in Ghana, Grand Chile will be different. Our people will benefit. And we'll ask all of you, today, bombing county town with bombing hills. Or instead of bombing holes, they say bombing hills. Move for them. But Grand Chile will benefit from Putu Mountain. So, the Australian police, I'm appealing to you, let us take politics, particular resolution. Thank you very much. So move.
Senator Yaya Newman, Grand Chile County.
Distinguished senators, thank you very much. Yesterday, I think I was one of 3 persons that initially signed this resolution. Amongst all of the senators here, I am one of the principal signatories of the Accra Peace Accord. My question to all of us, are we ready? Are we sure that we are ready for this World Crime Code? Because I'd like to quote Afri Adler, who says, and I quote, all behavior is looked at from what people do. From the time we signed this Accra Peace Accord, and we asked for DRC, South African style, and we came back to this country, you gave us something different. When you investigate a case as elders in a village, when you say, John Brown, you are wrong, the first person you go to is you go to the victim. Victim, you are sorry. You are very sorry. You wrong this man. This man wronged you. That's the first place you will go to soften the victim. So we asked for TRC. All came in and organized a commission. The TRC says you will go to the villages and towns, get your counselors to interview victims. When you gather information, then you will come to the perpetrator and tell the perpetrator, for example, Thomas Yaya, namely, you innocently killed 25 people in Israel. We want you to assemble Israel at so and so time to face the victims. Then I will go there with my people, who will sit, and the victims will come. And today will say, you killed my mother. And then I will ask him, say, you killed this woman? And he will say, yes. And I said, sir, I'm sorry. He says, no, I'm not going to forgive you. That information will be recorded as we travel around the country. It is not the commissioners that will sit at whatever building they started the last time, and they say, you guilty, you guilty. How do you know that I'm guilty? Nobody went to these villages to talk to the victims. Have we talked to the victims today? Our justice would have sought a broad way to move on. We came here, put their documents together. 4 out of 9 signed. So we signed this document today, and 23 people signed, and the other 6 did not sign. So the 6 that did not sign, are they the one that we approved this document? 4 out of 9 signed. The other 5 commissioners did not sign. So today we are running with the document from TRC Commission with the 5 signatories, and we took it to legalize it to begin to prosecute people. So my question is, are we ready? I remember when I was foreign minister, Alan White came to my office, and he asked me to sign a document that had to do with child slaughter, and I said, no, child slaughter is not our problem, it's your problem. And they took child slaughter and took him to the Hague. It was not Liberia's problem according to the UN. Came to Monrovia here and started gathering witnesses and paying witnesses to go and testify against child slaughter.
Did they prove it or false?
Well, you will find the evidence. It was not just child slaughter alone, my dear brother. People that were apprehended in London, in London and other countries, they put them in jail, they pay witnesses to testify against them, and at last they stayed 2-3 years in jail and they were free. And they were free because the witnesses were paid. Are we ready? Three weeks ago, this war crime came on, and the radio stations were bombarding for war crimes, and I said in my office, can we take care of first thing first? Crimes cannot get ratty. Nuremberg from Israel, Nuremberg cases been tried for 50 years. This arrest government has said that they want to do business first. We are still employing and doing confirmation hearings of your ministers, deputy ministers, and assistant ministers. We are currently working on your budget. You don't have a dime, not a rake up to go anywhere and prosecute anybody. And we are saying, let's deal with the hungry people. We got 5 million people that are hungry around this nation. We got 5 million people that are sick and they want to go to hospitals and there are no medications. We got 5 million people that are traveling without roads to go to the west of the country, the north and the southeast. This is what you ran your campaign on. That you want to take care of the people first. You and I have been in government for just 3 months. And you decided to bring war crime. Are we ready? Are we ready? You were in the opposition during the time of CDC. You have said that CDC was corrupt. And the investors out there in foreign countries say, yes, CDC is corrupt. We are not going to Liberia. We're going to hold our money until Joe Walker comes to power. So they held their money. Liberians have been going up and down without employment, waiting for you to come to power so they can be saved. And you came to power and the white man started and said, you know what, Joe Walker is in power. I'm getting ready to go. Then the first thing you say, I'm bringing Walker and Co. Don't you know that investment and capital is a coward? Wherever there are problems, no investment. So you decided to call the white man to come and bring problem to this country. And I said, and I recommended, I said, wait for your third year. Wait for your third year. Let the children start going to schools. Let everybody open your roads. Let them forget about us. When they forget about us and the children eating their stomach food while they are sleeping, you can come and carry me. And you insisting that you want to do work. Can you handle these two burdens? I want to take this time to thank my colleagues. I thank you for signing this document. It is overdue. It is overdue. If these people are bringing $200 million for war record, I was hoping that the arrest mission would have said, bring $150 million, let me start looking after my people. While I'm looking after my people, we'll carry the other people, there will be nobody to ask you a question. You want to sell your country. I thank you for signing this document. That's why myself, I signed it. I signed it, and everybody else signed it. Let's see which one you want to prioritize. Whether your 100 days or your work record. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Madam Pro-Tempore of the Senate. Let me thank my colleague for this great day. Before I became a senator, I campaigned with a no. And my reason were in two cases. One was that I was speaking as an advocate, and two, I was speaking as a lawyer. My lawyer argument was that at the Accra Business Call, the Accra Comprehensive Business Call agreed to a South African Star TRC. You know, the first beginning. So, the Accra Business Call subscribed the South African Star TRC. So, it made it easier for my campaign. But more than that, the Lofa was a highly contested zone in the war. The help for Udimo came. The death GB program came from Lofa. Then you also had the help for Lofa Defense Force, Honorable Francois Massacre, came from Lofa. Then you also had the MPFL group. So Lofa was a highly contested zone in the war. But when the South African Star TRC was agreed to, I said, well, make it easier for me. But the reality had changed. I'm a state senator for Lofa. I'm no longer a senator for one part of Lofa. I'm a state senator, the reality had changed. One world leader said once, domestic conditions are the basis of change, and external conditions are the factors for change. Those two things must combine in the global village we now exist. Because of the external factor and our domestic condition that there was a war, I have changed today to stand under the War Crimes Code. So, we have to now go towards and look towards the implementation of this phenomenon, of this decision. As we go to the enforcement of this instrument, which will go in different layers, we want to give it our full support. And so, without making long matter short, I want to tell the people of Lofa today that I have changed from my position. But one who drives a car in one gear will not have a car for a long time. You will have a gearbox problem and the car will be parked. So this is my appeal to my base, my constituency, that we are making decisions with the rest of the country and the international community combined to bring about peace and stability to our country in particular and the country at large. Therefore, this is the situation, such is the time, and such is the condition. Let me thank all of us for making this great decision to sign on to it, including myself. I thank you.
Senator Maron T. Cyrus.
Thank you so much. Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, the media, international observers, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a historical day for Liberia, in particular the Senate, because there has been too many informations around that the Senate Pro Tem in question and the senators are trying to kill the resolutions from the world. Today, that information seems to be proven wrong. But let me start my comment firstly by appreciating the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Ambassador Joseph, for elevating this World Economic Code to this level. I mean, we have had governments who spoke about World Economic Code, but to elevate it to this level where they are on the path of beginning to establish World Economic Code in this country. Let me, in this open manner, appreciate our project as well for the leadership she continues to exhibit at this Senate. During our administration today, the 9th of April, we are discussing World Economic Code after signing a resolution. Thank you, Madam Putin, for your leadership. Let me also use this opportunity to extend my appreciation to our colleagues here, for mustering the courage to sign on this resolution. I'm aware that there are two schools of thought on this issue, for and against. But for me, as Chair of National Defense, Intelligence, and Veteran Affairs, I was in fact asked by the Pro Tem to be part of this drafting of the resolution. Let me say to us all that this is a better beginning for a happy end. This is a better beginning for a happy end. I've heard colleagues talking about our resources being stolen by big hands. I agree with them. But this house, this 55th house, has the authority and the power to change that narrative. Because this is where laws are made. This is where concessions are signed. We have to accept what is happening to us, whether it was in the 50th election, whether it was in the 49, whether it was in the 51, whatever it is, it was a House of Senate that ratified and agreed to all of these concession agreements that saw our country bleeding. So we should blame ourselves as Liberians. It's not the international community. The international community did not sign an agreement. How people signed? So we shouldn't scapegoat. Our problem is ourselves. Our problem is ourselves. Have you said that in my wisdom as a senator for local county, when this debate started, I drove to local county. And I had consultative meetings on the radio and asked my constituents, what's your take on the issue of war crime code? Majority responded that we must establish the war crime code economic fund. The reason is that Lofa was one of the counties that suffered serious losses during the war. I lost my father because his house got burnt by illegal fund. And as soon as he heard that news, he said, huh? And that was the end of it. He died. So as the Saracens feel latches of the war that took place. Today, Liberia is called for its doings as a country with growth without development. The way we have mustered the courage to sign this resolution, can we as senators muster the courage not to allow any Google concession to pass through this house again? Can we, as senators, can we encourage them not Google concession passes before a concession passes this house? Can we scrutinize it a few and make sure that the Liberian people benefit from their resources? So the issue is us. Madam President, thank you so much for the colleagues for this opportunity. In my opinion, and in my closing remark to this Senate, I think this is the beginning to undo the past and do the right thing for Liberia, and Liberia will benefit after this work code is signed and implemented. Thank you so much. What county?
Thank you, sir. Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues. Well, then let me start first by letting the record reflect, because when you go now on the social media, there are different accounts as to how many persons signed. So let the record reflect that out of 29 senators, 28 senators have signed. And even the one senator that did not sign, give a reason why, based on the Constitution, and when it's clear, it will sign. So it shows that the Senate in its totality have an agreement on the establishment of the War Economic Code. Having said that, let me start by thanking the President for mustering his power to mention the establishment of War Economic Code in this inaugural address. Let me also thank you, Madam President, for speaking to your colleague senators, giving us reason to sign the resolution for the War Economic Code. For President, I want to thank you and the President with a caveat that if the President's inaugural speech in your plea or discussion with your fellow senator is just a political charade, then please withdraw my signature. If you mean business, let's do business. Nobody should play politics with my signature on the War Economic Code in Liberia. Want it? Let's go for it. Nobody should tell us, oh, it was just because we wanted to please people. No. When I got in session today, someone sent me a picture on the front of my back and sent me a message and said, Mr. Allen White, who is here, is witnessing your session. And those that will not vote for the War Crime Code, put it on session. I want to say today, if I knew Mr. Allen White was going to be here, I was going to sign. I I wasn't going to sign because I'm not signing this war crime code to please Mr. Allen White. And if Liberians will be 13 sanctions, I'm happy today Mr. White see where we went from. He's here in our session. Because he wants the war. Whether it's a decision of the US government or it's an NGO decision, we don't know. We'll sign it because we want, or it's our decision, we sign it. But let me state some facts. In 1980, Liberians were placed on firing squad in this country. Behind the barrel, they killed. And after that, the government that killed those Liberians got more budgetary support from the US than any other government in 1980. Then came our civil crisis, where thousands of Liberians died. Thousands of Liberians died. Today, we are still either directly. I'm a senator of Bomi County. There's a river in Bomi called the Maher River. There's a massacre, a popular massacre that took place there called the Maher Bridge Massacre, when hundreds of Liberians were killed on that bridge and thrown into the Maher River. So citizens of Bomi County have been calling me, saying that you must sign the war crime code because we want justice. Fair. But justice at what cost? Look in our region today, Protem. When we go to, for example, the ECOWAS Parliament, where I represent New York, I listen to the French-speaking countries talking, and they say we have the support of the French government. The French government takes care of our country. They show what in the budget. Every country gives what we call the country report. And the ECOWAS Parliament, I will talk about the political situation, the economic situation, women and children, all of it. When the French people go to speak, they tell us here the French government gave us $1 billion to do this project, to do health care, education. When the Commonwealth country go to speak, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Gambia, or Nigeria, when they go to speak, they tell us where Great Britain is giving them for development. When Liberia goes to speak, we talk about budget shortfall. But we don't know who is giving us what. Today, we have no direct American investment in this country. And people say because we are now have one economic crime code, so American, we don't even have Burger King in Liberia. But all over. The only investment that came here since the war was to break Kenya down to build a hotel. And we don't have a cultural village today. But one war crime code. If this war crime code will bring dignity to our country, and we improve JFK, and we improve our road condition, I've signed for it today. I've signed for it today. If this war crime code will bring about economic development, prosperity for Liberia. We have Ebola in this country. I can tell you what the US government spent in Guinea and Sierra Leone that had Ebola compared to JFK that we could not renovate. And when we talk, everybody gets scared because once people don't want to go on sanction. I was placed on sanction in this country for 10 years. We talk about war crime. Let's talk about justice also. People sat down outside Liberia and put them on leave or sanction here because, according to them, we have ongoing ties with Mr. Taylor, and I can challenge them. The only reason they put me on sanction is because I was married to, if getting married to somebody who put you on sanction, and that's justice. Sorry, nobody interrogated me. Today, some of our colleagues say now us in the session today are placed on a sanction. And in the sanction regime, they say, oh, you talk to your colleagues. And when they see you talking to them, you are threatening to go on sanction. If that's why we are signing this economic crime code for today, I will sign it. But let justice be done. At least today, we're talking about taking people to court. They are putting our colleagues on sanction here today. And people are rejoicing with all due process. They went to the Supreme Court. and asked the Supreme Court to disbar Councilor Barney Sherman because he unsanctioned will not practice law in Liberia without due process. And when he told the state to put you on sanction, I'm ready today to go on sanction. But let us speak justice. Let us speak justice. Pretend this country, whether we like it or not, is divided on green and blue lines today. Take it anywhere. Liberia is perhaps more divided than ever been. On blue line or green lines. And like my colleague from Liberia just said, our agenda is war and economic crime focus. One more. I went to Zopen home in Liberia to visit him. And I saw where Zoe came from. Zoe is the nephew of the late Samuel Doe, who was killed by Prince Johnson. Today in our session, Zoe Penman and Prince Johnson share seat. They're not fighting each other. Or want justice or world crime court. We support it. In 2005, 2006, when I was elected here as Speaker, the Secretary of the Senate is sitting there, saying, the late Kaba, former Chief Clerk, is so rest in peace. And the Sergeant at Arms were preparing the Capitol grounds for inauguration. And as we went in the left corner, that area behind the Speaker office down there in the fence to clean up this protest, maybe some of you don't know. That place in this Capitol building yard is nothing but skeleton and scar. Today is still there. They tell you some people that were killed from the mansion, from LU, from the unknown soldiers, their body was dropped in this Capitol building yard. We have not even had the courage to go and clean it. Inauguration day, we do not have graves to go and clean for our people. Our protest today is World Economic Crime Court is a solution for a new Liberia. I share with that solution for you. I'm a child that Daba Baba said of Mana River Breaking when I was born there. My parents worked there for over 30 years and retired. Our people still have not received their just benefit for retirement. Some of them have died. My mom worked there. My father has died. My mother still alive. Thousands of our people are not even being paid. But we're talking about economic. Where is the economic crime? Where? So, Protem, I don't want to take the entire day to talk about this. But I hope that today is not just for political charade. We want a camera. We're afraid that Mr. Allingware is here. So we're afraid. I'm not afraid. If I do so well, you also know son. Because I believe his objective is to look for the chances of people. And I don't know if it's a U.S. government project or it's an NGO project. What's the NGO? Because I'm not signing out of threat. I'm signing because I want to see the breath, the rebirth of the new Liberia. And we are honest about this. We are prepared to do it. Our speaker in this country, when Mr. Charles Taylor was arrested, brought to Rawal Field, taken to Sierra Leone. I was in Manasali office that day with his National Security Advisor, Burma Fakulty. What did they say? President Obasanjo was about to land in New York for the Security Council UN General Assembly. They refused for Obasanjo to get out of the plane until Charles Taylor was turned over. And that day they said, if Taylor is turned over, America will do this in Liberia. And this will happen in Liberia. That will happen in Liberia. So Taylor is in prison. Nothing has happened yet. About 50,000 textbooks. Our people still go to the U.S. embassy and stay under the rain in the sun. So I'll be denied U.S. visa or given 3 months single entry visa when our friends from neighboring Sierra Leone and Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, get 10 and 5 years visa in the passport. Then somebody tell me because we get American people one year entry in Liberia. That's a lie. That's a lie. How can we be the product of the United States of America and we are the least treated by the Americans? And we are afraid of talk because we don't want to go on sanction. Because we're afraid of sanction. When you talk, they say we're going on sanction. Why are we police here on sanction today? Nobody can talk about it. We had a meeting here the other day with the Rubber Growers Association. Firestone Liberia walked into that meeting. And when they saw some of our colleagues in that meeting, they walked out of the meeting because our colleagues unsanctioned, they cannot talk to our colleagues in that meeting. And they walked out of the meeting. And we don't have the boss to talk about government being added unsanctioned to. Is that fair? Is that justice? What is that justice? How can Firestone walk out of a meeting because senators and they claim unsanctioned in the meeting so they cannot talk to the Liberian Senate? And they are registered. They're not in Liberia. Because as a matter of fact, Firestone Plantation is in Magibi County. And 2 of our senators from that county are on a sanction list. So they live in Liberia. That's the case. Where is the justice? Brooklyn, where is the justice? Why would we acting the cowards? Why? This is Liberia. This is Liberia. People were killed here. The Lutheran Church massacre. Tupo Road. Or Gravestone. Cattle Camp. Maher Bridge. When I saw Senator Prince Johnson today raging, I understood his frustration. Because we have so much made this war crime point abroad to look like it's a Prince Johnson affair. Let's discuss war crime in totality. Let's discuss economic crime in totality. Put that closing, I know time will be talking. You can't talk about your people then. Let's discuss it in totality. Thank you, Potter. Let's discuss it in totality. People come here and exploit our resources. And when you talk, you're scared to talk. You don't have feet. I go to my colleagues in the region and they're boasting about what Great Britain is doing in their country as a Commonwealth country. And the French people are boasting what the French people are doing in their country. I cannot boast about what America is doing in my country. Because America either wanted Charles Taylor or they want economic and war crime court. If this will be the new beginning of a new Liberia, where we'll see direct U.S. investment, and America will pay attention. Battlefield Road that we were crying on today, I drove on that road on Sunday. We used to call it death trap. See the improvement on that road now. Even the just ended election, when ECOWAS and other member states, including the U.S., the UN, were giving us money for our election, the United States will not give us money for our election. We have to generate from the national budget, from taxpayers' money. Or we can raise money today for war and economic plan group. I hope that money will come. I hope the justice of our people will come. I hope America will realize that Liberia and Liberians suffer in this country. And will finally turn their eyes to Liberia to bring justice, to bring development, and direct investment to give our people jobs so that the World Crime Code agenda, World Economic Code agenda will be satisfied. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you.
The snow days, folks.
Senator Tyler, for me, Gandhi. Yes, sir.